Hey guys, welcome to the channel. I'm LeetCoder. If you guys are new here, I pretty much do LeetCode stock questions, and I explain things in the simplest way possible. Today we have a pretty good problem. So let's go ahead and read the problem statement, guys. So it says remove all adjacent duplicates, right, in string, right? So it says we're given a string S, right, consisting of lowercase English letters, right? It says a duplicate removal consists of choosing two adjacent and equal letters and removing them, right? So it says we repeatedly make duplicate removals on S, right? Until we no longer can, right? It says to return the final string as after all such duplicate removals have been made, right? It can be proven that the answer is unique, guys. So pretty much what they're saying, guys, we're going to be given a string, guys, and our job, right, is to remove all the adjacent duplicates, guys. So let's go a couple of examples to kind of help you understand what they're trying to ask us to do, right? So pretty much we got A, C, A, B, B, A, C, A, right? And the answer is C, A, right? No, so the explanation for that, right, we would remove those two B's, right? I have to remove those two B's, guys, because we move those two B's, guys, because they're duplicates, right? Because they're right next to each other, guys. So that's why we remove them, right? And then we also, so now we're left with AACA, right? After we remove those two B's, right? So yeah, so now those two A's, right, become adjacent to each other, right? So we have to remove those two as well, right? So now we're only left with CA, guys. So right, so it says we keep removing duplicates that are adjacent to each other, guys, right, until there's no more adjacent, guys. So yeah, so that's kind of the way to go about. So this example as well is pretty much the same, right? We remove those two x's, right, at first, and then we have a z, z, y, right? So now z and this z become adjacent, right? Daisy and daisy, right? So we remove those two as well, right? And then we would only be left with a and y, guys. So as a result, right? So yeah, so let's kind of talk about how can we go about solving this problem, guys? What kind of the logic, right? How do we go about it? So we would need, guys, pretty much, guys, the way I think we should solve it, right? So we know that we're gonna have to look through all the back characters, guys. So and based on the example that you just went through, right, we need to kind of compare ourselves, right, with the previous character, right? And then if they're the same, we remove them, right? The only issue now that I'm having is how do I know the new string, right? And I'll try to remove it, guys. So yeah, so the way we go about it, guys, is pretty much find a way to keep track of the previous character that we've seen, right? So I would need some kind of data structure to kind of help me and knowing the last valid character that I processed, right? And then at every iteration, guys, as I loop through the string, guys, I would ask, does it is the character that I'm on right now, is it the same as the last previous character that I've seen, right? That's valid, right? Is it the same, right? If it's the same, then I would remove that character from the data structure, right? And then that's how I would simulate pretty much the removals of those characters, right? So yeah, so I keep doing that until adjacent letters, like characters, right, gets removed, right? So this question, though, is kind of very similar to the parentheses problem, guys. So I've done parentheses problem on this channel, so if you guys haven't seen those, something should pop up. Guys, should check that out. So we were able to use a stack, guys, and those two problems, right, to kind of compare. So every iteration, right, we were comparing the character with the previous character that we've seen, right, so that we can kind of make certain decision, right? So it's the same thing for this problem, guys. So pretty much as we're looping through the characters, guys, we're gonna add them to the stack, right? So we add A, boom, we add B, right, to the stack, right? We add B, right, is gonna, so every iteration, right, we're gonna ask, all right, the last character that we've seen, right, the last valid one, right, is it the same as this character? Is it the same as I am, right? If it's the same, then I pop that character off the stack, right, and I don't add that character off the stack, right. That's how we simulate, guys, the removals of the duplicate characters, right. So they get removed, right, and now when I get to that A, right, I'm gonna check, right. So now the A would be the only character left on the stack, right. So A would be like, the last valid character, right, is A, right. So I can't obviously know it's the same, right. So I remove this A off the stack as well, right. So that we're only left with C and A, guys. So yeah, so let's go through a couple examples, guys, just kind of help you, kind of convince you guys, why we should use the stack, guys. You know what I'm saying? So this is the same example as given to us on the left, right? So let's go through the stack approach, right? So hopefully I can convince you guys to, use it. So the way we're gonna solve it, guys. So pretty much, we loop through all the characters, right? So we add this A now, right? So A, we add A to the stack, right? There's nothing in the stack, so there's nothing to compare to, so it's valid, right? And then we move forward, right? And then we add B now, right? And then now we add B to the stack, right? Because B, the last valid character that we processed was A, right? And then B is not the same as A, right? So I add B to the stack, right? And then I move forward, right? And then B, right, is going the last character of the stack, is it the same as I am? Yes, it is, guys. So we remove that character from the stack, right? So so now those two things are removed, guys. So right now, to kind of help you guys to visualize this, right? Now we're only left with C, A, C, A, guys. So because we remove those two B's from the string, guys. So right, so we have an A, right, and then now this A, guys, we add A to the stack, right? No, A doesn't get added to the stack because, guys, we asked, right, is it the same as the last? So is it the same as the last character, right? The last valid character that we've seen, right? It is the same. So if we add that A to the stack, guys, those two will be adjacent, right? As you can see, right, they are adjacent, right? So we remove that character from the stack, guys, and we don't add it to the stack, right? So those things are removed, guys, so they get removed as well, right? So now we move forward, guys. So there's nothing on the stack, right? We add C, right? And then we go to this one, right? A asks the same question, right? It's not the same, so we're able to add it, guys. So, and just like that, guys, we were able to have the answer that they're looking for, guys. So pretty much that's the whole process, guys. So pretty much you loop through the string, guys. You compare the characters, right? You compare every iteration, right? You could compare the character that you want, right, with the previous valid character that you processed, right? If it's the same, then you pop the character from the stack, guys, right? If it's not the same, then I could add that character to the stack, guys. So as you can see, right, we added A and we added B, right? Because up to that point, guys, we were valid. It was a valid string. The constraint were valid, right? There were no adjacent characters nearby, right? So now, by the time we get to that iteration, guys, so we had a problem, right? They became close to each other, right? So boom, it was bad. So we had to remove them, and then we get to that character, right? Because we removed those two characters, they became adjacent, so we had to remove them as well, right? So let's say if there was a C in between them, right, they would not be removed, guys. So so because very, very good problem, guys. So let's go ahead with the implementation. Hopefully you guys are able to understand the whole process, guys. So pretty much, guys, we're going to be using a string builder, guys, to help us with the stack, guys. So so we're dealing with string, so it's perfect, guys. So we're gonna be using the string builder as a stack, pretty much, right? So pretty much you're gonna be looping through all the characters, guys, right? So we loop through the string character by character, guys, which is very, very important, guys. right? So pretty much, guys, we're gonna take the size of the thing, right? Size of the stack, pretty much, right? The string builder. And we told you guys we're gonna be asking ourselves a series of questions, guys, every iteration. So pretty much what we do, guys, if the size of the stack, right, is greater than 0, right, there's characters for me to compare myself with, right? So if the character, right, char A, right, so that the last character, right, the last valid character, right, that processed so far, right, if it's the same as that character that I'm currently on, right, which is the current character, right, you know what I'm saying? If it's the same, guys, then we have a dilemma. So we do delete char at size, right, -1, right? So to pop off the stack, pop off that last character off the stack, pretty much, guys. So that's pretty much what I'm doing there, right? So let's say it's not the same, right, or the stack is empty, right? So I simply append that character to the result, right? So just like that, I'm Gucci, right? And then yeah, so we return SB to string, guys. So yeah, looks like we're pretty good. Let's check, press run code, guys, see if we're straight. All right, good, we're good. Let's press submit, guys. No, awesome, guys, we're able to pass all the test cases, guys. So yeah, guys, I want to thank you guys for taking the time to watch the video. If you guys found value, make sure to give me a like. If you guys are new here, make sure to subscribe, because I'll be doing a lot of other videos just like this one. So I want to thank you guys for taking the time to watch this, and I'll see you guys in the next one.